yes, the Crazed Side. What a load of fucking shit. You know, I was supposed to be the star, me. But all I got to be in was the Crazed Side's very first animation. Oh, I looked so different then. I had ambitions until JD replaced me with some fucking weirdos. Like, really? A guitar? I got replaced by a fucking guitar? Are you? Okay, Reaper. Okay. Calm your ass flaps. Remember what the doctor said. One more angry outburst and I'm done for. Okay, let's start over. Hello all, I'm Antok, the Grim Reaper. The story of the Crazed Side begins with the awkward shitlord named J.D. Alter. His journey into shitliness begins in 1997. Holy shit.
It was the worst time of my life. Here I was, warm and safe in a dark room, as happy as I could be. And then it happened. This fucking hand. 2 hands. They came out of nowhere and they dragged me out into this light. Next thing I know, some creepy old dude with a mask was staring at me. I mean, all I could think was, what the fuck is going on?
It was then that JD realized something. The worst thing possible had happened to him. He had been born.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy.
As he grew older and uglier, JD became bored, for he was a social outcast. What was a fat, ugly, awkward, hobo-looking motherfucker to do? Without a purpose, he was lost, watching nothing but entertainment.
You know, it was some crazy times. Just like looking at screens and distracting myself from my own problems and my existential crisis. I mean, most of my life was spent away from people, being some pointless meatbag motherfucker. I just kept thinking, what should I do with my life? Then it dawned on me one day while I was squeezing out a skinny piece of shit. The Crazed Side. At first, I was thinking it would just be a logo for a band or a music artist name or something. I didn't take it too seriously at first. At this point in my life, I tried making comics, books, doing just plain old music and random shitty art pieces. I was all over the place. I was doing way too much all at once. So, that's when I started making scripts for movies and shows I wanted to make. I'm not really sure when exactly I started making scripts. Probably 2012 or something like that. And you know, as you know, the world ended then, so you know, I'm a ghost now. Booga booga. Anyways, I was just writing scripts in some notebooks. At the time, the movie Rush Hour inspired my work, and I ended up creating Hayate and Kevin, which were pretty much like Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, except with bigger nipples. I wrote a ton of comedy drama stuff with them in it, and eventually I made my first animation in Flipnote Studio. I fucking loved Flipnote Studio. I never finished any animations at the time, but I knew I loved animating. Though after a few years, I gave up on animating and decided to do something else. Live action. Now, if you want some shit, this truly was the shittiest of turds. This is like if shit and vomit had a baby. It was horrible fucking trash. I made the worst garbage you could imagine on YouTube. They were fun to make though, especially since I met my best friend Rank G at the time and we worked on a lot of projects. But I was never really that happy with live action. It always sucked that without a budget you couldn't do anything too exciting. I wanted to create weird sci-fi shit with bouncing testicle monsters, like, any growing man-child would want to create. But how was I gonna do this with $5 in an old Snickers bar? So with that, I slowly gravitated back to doing animation. I probably made like 20 different versions of the fucking Crazed Side, but probably more than that. First, it was gonna be Stone Rivals of the West. It was inspired by Aqua Teen Hunger Force at the time, and I just wanted to make a small misadventures of some aliens that landed on Earth. With the aliens being a blue testicle looking motherfucker, a talking guitar named Soy, a tin can motherfucker, and a robotic nutsack. Yeah, Cloud didn't exist at that point. Instead, a guitar amp robot named Keto was in his place. I'll talk more about him and how different these pirate hunters were in another time, but pretty much I knew what I wanted to focus all my time on, the Crazed Side. Granted, I was too scared to actually make the series at the time, since I thought people wouldn't like it. And looking at the scores I get on Newgrounds, well, yeah, I was right. Shocker. Anyways, instead of making the animation, I just kept revising the scripts, making tons of spin-offs, including a series about Cloud Voidus and other characters like Tatsu, before finally making the Crazed Side series you see now, that pretty much combines all these spin-offs into one. Honestly, this Crazed Side series may just look like amateurish garbage to anyone who watches it, but it's garbage that I fucking love making, and I hope one day it's seen as something more. Right now I'm very amateurish when it comes to this, but one day I'll figure this out. But even if I don't, this is probably the most fulfilling thing I've done. And you know what? I don't give a shit what anyone says about it. I fucking love this series. I'm gonna keep making it till the day I die. The legacy of shit has begun.